Hello everybody, I'm BC Begley, and these are your news headlines for October the 5th of 2022. Biden surveys Florida by air, meets with DeSantis in Fort Myers. 1 week after Hurricane Ian slammed into Florida, President Joe Biden is visiting the area on Wednesday to assess recovery and talk to families. Ian, one of the strongest hurricanes ever to hit the United States, also is expected to be one of the costliest. Public officials' handling of major disasters can be legacy-defining moments, which could have extra importance in the politically important state of Florida. That's true for both Biden and for Governor Ron DeSantis, a frequent critic of the president who is up for re-election this year and could face off against Biden in 2024. Biden has said his political disagreements with DeSantis are irrelevant to his administration's response and has offered the governor, quote, the fullest federal support. DeSantis has put aside his challenges to Biden on immigration and other issues to work closely with Washington. Vladimir Putin signs annexation of Ukraine regions as losses mount. Russian President Vladimir Putin signed the final papers on Wednesday to annex 4 regions of Ukraine while his military struggled to control the new territory that was added in violation of international laws. Ukrainian law enforcement officials, meanwhile, reported discovering more evidence of torture and killings in areas retaken from Russian forces. The documents finalizing the annexation were published on a Russian government website in a defiant move. The Kremlin held the door open for further land grabs in Ukraine. Asteroids struck by NASA probe leaves 10,000-kilometer trail. New images show that an asteroid which was deliberately struck by NASA's DART probe has left a trail of debris stretching thousands of kilometers. A telescope in Chile captured the remarkable picture of a comet-like plume spreading behind the giant rock. The probe was crashed last week to test whether asteroids that might threaten Earth can be nudged out of the way. Scientists are working to establish whether the test was a success and the asteroid's trajectory altered. Avalanche kills at least 4 mountaineers in Indian Himalayas. At least 4 people were killed and 28 people remain missing after an avalanche hit a group of mountaineers in the Indian Himalayas on Tuesday, according to an Indian mountaineering organization. In a statement Tuesday, the Nehru Institute of Mountaineering said a team of 34 trainees and 7 instructors were training on Mount Draupadi in the northern region when they were caught in an avalanche at around 9 a.m. local time. The group was returning from the 18,000-foot peak, the statement said. A search and rescue operation is ongoing with assistance from the Indian Air Force and state and national disaster response forces, the statement added. Moderate earthquake injures 580 people in Iran. An earthquake with the magnitude of at least a 5.4 has struck northwestern Iran, and Iranian state media is reporting that 580 people have been injured. Quote, this earthquake has so far left about 580 injured, and fortunately, no one lost their life in this incident. Mohammed Hassan Nami, head of the State Crisis Management Agency, was quoted as saying by the official news agency IRNA. The quake's epicenter on Wednesday was close to the town of Khoy in the province of West Azerbaijan. The quake was about 11.6 kilometers from Khoy and at about a depth of 10 kilometers, the United States Geological Survey said, reporting its magnitude at 5.7. South Korea missile crash during drill with U.S. panics wary city. A South Korean ballistic missile malfunctioned and crashed into the ground early Wednesday during a live-fire drill with the United States, panicking confused residents of a coastal city already uneasy over increasingly provocative weapons tests by rival North Korea. The sound of the blast and subsequent fire led many in the town to believe it could be a North Korean attack, concern that only grew as the military and government officials provided no explanation about the explosion for hours. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said no injuries have been reported from the accident, which involved a short-range Haemu-2 ballistic missile that crashed inside an Air Force base on the outskirts of the city. America's national debt has now surpassed $31 trillion. America's national debt has climbed north of $31 trillion for the first time, a milestone that comes at a time of historically high inflation, rising interest rates, and growing economic uncertainty. The nation's total public debt outstanding closed at $31.1 trillion on Monday, according to the Treasury Department data published on Tuesday. The U.S. government went on a borrowing spree during the COVID-19 pandemic to help shore up the nation's economy as the deadly virus upended lives, labor markets, and supply chains. Outstanding debt has climbed nearly $8 trillion since the beginning of 2020, and it has jumped by nearly $1 trillion in just 8 months. Alright, we're moving right along to a software CEO who was arrested on suspicion of storing poll worker data in China. The Los Angeles County District Attorney announced on Tuesday the arrest of Eugene Yu, the CEO of a small company that makes software for scheduling poll workers and had a contract with LA County. District Attorney George Gascon said at a news conference that the contract with the county required the company Connect to securely maintain election worker information on servers within the United States. Gascon said that in the course of a separate investigation, his office found, quote, probable cause to believe that Connect allegedly violated this contract by storing critical information that the workers provided on servers in China. The district attorney did not provide further details of what evidence his investigators had uncovered so far. Democrats want to expand the Department of Justice's power to fight for environmental justice. House and Senate Democrats proposed legislation this week that would establish a more robust environmental justice office and a new section focused on tackling environmental crimes within the Department of Justice. The Biden administration defines environmental justice as the fair treatment and meaningful involvement of all people, regardless of race, color, national origin, or income, with respect to the development of environmental laws, regulations, and policies. Lego box filled with 15,000 rainbow fentanyl pills seized. New Jersey woman charged. A New Jersey woman was arrested after police seized 15,000 rainbow-colored fentanyl pills packed in a Lego box after she got into a vehicle near the Lincoln Tunnel in New York City last week. NYPD officers investigating drug trafficking saw Letitia Bush, 48 of Trenton, enter the backseat of a vehicle on the 400 block of 10th Avenue shortly after 7 p.m. on September 28th. Authorities said she was carrying a black tote bag wrapped around a large object, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration said on Tuesday. In the back seat were 2 black tote bags and a yellow Lego container. Officials said the Lego box held several brick-shaped packages covered in black tape next to Lego blocks. The black tape covering one of the packages had been partially opened, exposing multicolored pills inside, officials said. And those are your news headlines for October the 5th of 2022.